If there was one thing Nonso hated in life, it was wahala that comes in family packaging. And in his 7 years of marriage to Ada, he had come to realize one bitter truth. Marriage was not just about you and your wife. Marriage was you, your wife, and her entire village people. But the biggest member of that committee was Ada's troublesome younger brother, Emi. Now, Emi was not a small wahala. He was the full headquarters. At 23 years old, he had successfully mastered the art of doing nothing with confidence. He dressed like Davido on a budget, walked like someone who owned Banana Island, and spoke with an accent he learned from YouTube. He had tried being a barber but failed, tried selling phones, also failed. He even tried comedy skits and deleted his videos after having only 2 likes. His longest job was 3 weeks at a printing press, and he quit because, according to him, the manager know the reason my destiny. Nonso knew this boy was trouble from day one, but Ada, his wife, had a soft spot in him, and that soft spot had been eating holes in their marriage. Every time Emi ran into debt, Ada would cry, beg, and Nonso's wallet would lose weight, and yet somehow they were surviving. Nonso and Ada had been saving secretly for their 350,000 naira annual rent, keeping the money carefully hidden in a brown envelope inside Ada's old sewing machine drawer. They sacrificed plenty to make it happen. They soaked Gary for dinner, they trekked short distances, and even pretended they didn't see Jumia sales on Black Fridays. It wasn't easy, but as of last week, the full rent money was ready. On this particular Saturday evening, Nonso was sitting in the living room wearing his loose Arsenal jersey and sipping Gary with granuts, singing a gospel song and thanking God that at least this year they wouldn't embarrass themselves before the landlord. That was when Ada walked in, nervously holding Emi's arm. The moment Nonso saw Emi standing there with his fake Versace shirts, shiny belt and Bluetooth earpiece, his chest started itching him like malaria symptoms. Ada, why is your brother here with that I have a vision kind of face? And why are you holding his hand like someone carrying sacrifice to a shrine? Ada laughed, sat beside him and started scratching her neck the way she always did whenever she wanted to beg for something. Baby, please. Emi has a business idea. Nonso dropped his spoon dramatically and sighed like Lagos drivers. Ada, any day you start a sentence with baby please, my BP automatically rises. Emi quickly jumped in before Ada could continue. He sat forward, clapped his hands together like a motivational speaker, and smiled confidently. Big bro, see there is this crypto investment opportunity. Forget what people say online. This one na legit. My guy Big Sam from Lekki is into it. You invest 350,000 naira today. In 2 weeks, you will get 3 million naira back. Clear profit, no stress. Nonso stared at him for a solid 10 seconds without blinking. Then slowly, he took 1 spoon of Gary and said calmly, Emi, drink small from this Gary to quench your hunger. But Emi wasn't joking. He opened his phone and started showing screenshots of profits going up every hour. Ada leaned closer and her eyes widened as if she was seeing heaven's budget report. Emi lowered his voice and whispered like someone revealing government secrets. Big bro, this deal na inside connect. I am not talking about ordinary crypto. This one na exclusive members only trading platform. People dey cash out daily. If we invest today, we fit even pay landlord double and still use the balance buy small Toyota Corolla. Nonso dropped his cup, leaned back slowly and rubbed his face with both palms like a man asking God for strength. So wait, you Emi, the same person wey 2 months ago say you wan sell Ankara for Instagram, but na me still buy the Ankara to save you from embarrassment. You wey say you wan start POS business, but use the capital chop Chicken Republic rice. Now, na you dey bring investment plan for me? Emi abeg, who gave you permission to dream? Ada touched Nonso's arm gently and begged, "Baby, just listen to him small. You know Emmy has changed. This one is different. He even swore on his life that the thing is safe. Imagine if we just double the rent money. We can even change our mattress." And Nonso stood up and paced the room like an angry landlord looking for defaulting tenants. He placed both hands on his head and turned sharply. "Ada, so you people want to use our rent money for lucky gamble? God forbid. So when landlord Sonny use trumpets blow eviction notice for our door, you go tell am say Big Sam still dey process our destiny." But Ada wasn't giving up. She started pulling his arm and using every method in the wife's begging handbook: emotional blackmail, tears, soft voice, and finally she used the deadliest weapon. "Baby, please do it for me. Do it for us." That last "us" landed like a missile. Nonso stared at her, stared at Emmy, stared at the brown envelope in the sewing machine drawer, and then he slowly sat down on the sofa like a man surrendering to fate. "If this thing backfires, Nonso said seriously, pointing his spoon at Emmy's forehead, "I swear they will arrest me for what I will do to you." Emmy smiled victoriously, stood up and slapped his chest twice like a footballer who just scored. "Relax, big bro. 2 weeks from now, you go call me crypto chairman of Ojodu Beggar." He collected the brown envelope containing the money, hugged his sister dramatically, and swaggered out of the flat like someone walking into Forbes magazine. Ada rested her head on Nonso's shoulder and whispered, "Thank you, baby. Don't worry. In 2 weeks, we will laugh about this." But Nonso didn't answer. He just sat there staring at the ceiling fan and muttering under his breath, "God, if this boy scam me, I beg, use thunder to locate him first before I locate him." For the first few days after Emmy collected the 350,000 naira rent money, Ada was glowing like someone who had just been promised US visa approval. She walked around the house singing worship songs and imagining the profits already in their accounts. Every time Nonso sighed too loudly, she would pat his chest and say, "Baby, relax now. 2 weeks from today, you will be calling me Iyawo Billionaire." But Nonso's spirit refused to relax. He didn't trust Emmy, he didn't trust Lucky Boys, and he definitely didn't trust any inside crypto connects called Big Sam. That first night, he woke up 3 times just to check the sewing machine drawer, forgetting that the envelope was no longer there. Meanwhile, Emmy was living his best investor life. He kept sending Ada voice notes that sounded like presidential updates. "Sis, Big Sam they deliver back to back. Just chill. As I dey talk to you now, our 350,000 naira don turn 420,000 naira in 24 hours. We go cash out big time. Trust me, e go shock everybody." Ada would play the voice note, smile, and replay it again for Nonso, expecting him to feel better. But Nonso would just hiss loudly, "Ada, you and that your brother dey play Russian roulette with my destiny. No worry, I dey wait now." By day 5, Emmy started sending profit screenshots that looked so fine that Ada almost cried tears of joy. One screenshot showed 820,000 naira profit. Another one showed live trade ongoing, 350% gain. Ada started browsing online for matching Ankara she planned to buy when the money landed. And then on day 8, Emmy stopped replying Nonso's messages. At first, Ada brushed it off. He's busy monitoring the trades now. Crypto no be beans. But by that evening, Emmy's WhatsApp status disappeared completely. Ada called him 6 times, but no answer came. She called him again around 11 p.m. and this time, his number rang once and went straight to voicemail. Nonso turned slowly from where he was lying on the bed, looked at her dead in the eyes and said in a low but deadly voice, "Ada, go and wake your brother in his dream and tell him that I am looking for him." By the morning of day 10, 10, panic officially moved into the house. Ada had deep eye bags from lack of sleep. Nonso stopped eating breakfast, and then at exactly 2:30 p.m., the bomb dropped. Ada was scrolling through Facebook when she saw a breaking news that made her heart stop. Her fingers trembled as she clicked the link, and there it was. The breaking news forwarded over 100 times. Breaking news: Lekki crypto kingpin Big Sam vanishes with over 50 million naira. Over 150 victims tricked into fake trading platform. Ada froze. Her phone slipped from her hand and landed on the floor. Nonso bent, picked up the phone, read the headline carefully 3 times, and then sat down on the bed, whispering under his breath like someone praying to avoid jail. 350,000 naira gone inside virtual breeze. Ada immediately called Emmy, but he didn't respond. She called again and again until finally, around 7 p.m., Emmy picked up with a shaky voice. Sis, Big Sam, he blocked me. He deletes me. The app no dey open again. I swear, I don't even understand. But I dey try fix am. Ada screamed so loudly that the compound security ran outside thinking someone fainted. Meanwhile, Nonso grabbed his belt and started pacing like a man calculating the current price of prison uniforms. Emmy, listen carefully, Nonso said in his deadliest voice. If I see you, I go collect my money in flesh or in blood. Choose one. Before Emmy could respond, the call cut off. Ada collapsed on the bed, crying hysterically. Nonso sat silently in the corner, staring at the empty brown sewing machine drawer. For 30 minutes, the only sound in the room was Ada's sobs and Nonso heavy breathing, until suddenly a sound came from the door. Knock, knock, knock. They both froze. It was Chairman Sonny, their landlord, who had perfected the art of appearing exactly when people were most vulnerable. Nonso, Ada, open this door, he shouted. Ada wiped her face quickly and opened the door, forcing a fake smile. Ah, Daddy Sonny, good evening, sir. Please, what? The landlord raised his hand dramatically to silence her, adjusted his collar, and stepped inside like a Lagos tax collector. Good evening for where, Ada? Nonso, hope say my 350,000 naira dey complete because Friday na deadline. No, I no wan hear any sermon. Anybody wey no pay by Friday go pack mattress go their village. Nonso stared at him like a man holding heavy secrets, while Ada opened her mouth to explain. Daddy Sonny, please, just give us one more. Chairman Sonny snapped his fingers and backed. Don't try it. If you like, give me Genesis to Revelation. No scripture dey inside Bible wey fit settle my mind without my money. With that, he stormed out, leaving Ada trembling and Nonso standing in total silence. That night, Ada cried until her eyes swelled as if she had fought with 10 onions. Nonso sat on the floor, muttering to himself while pointing his finger at an imaginary Emmy. That boy dey lucky. They chop pepper soup while I dey here dey calculate eviction notice. God, wherever he dey, locate am. Let him sneeze my 350,000 naira back into my hand. Ada, who was still crying, said, Baby, Emmy didn't mean to lose it though. I'm sure it was an accident. Nonso looked at her slowly and his voice broke into a chilling laughter. An accident? Ada, thief no dey mean to steal, but police still dey carry am. By midnight, Nonso was still awake, scrolling through Facebook and watching multiple videos of other victims crying about Big Sam's scam. Meanwhile, Emmy's WhatsApp DP had disappeared and his phone was permanently unreachable. But somewhere in Naija, Emmy was drinking sachet water and wondering how he would face his brother-in-law without his legs being relocated to Yaba Orthopedic Hospital. By the next morning, Agbeleka compound was already shaking like a market on Monday morning. Normally, news travels fast in Lagos, but when it was about rent money wahala mixed with family drama, it travels faster than MTN broadcast alerts. And the speed at which this gist spread was all thanks to one person, Mama Grace, the compound's unofficial Minister of Information and Director General of Gossip Affairs. That morning, Mama Grace was downstairs raising beans for moi moi when she overheard Chairman Sonny shouting at someone on the phone about two stubborn tenants who owed him rent. Her ears instantly became satellites, and by the time she finished accidentally eavesdropping, she had already crafted the full storyline in her head. Within 30 minutes, she had narrated the entire scene to Mama Doris and Uncle Monday by the corridor tap. You people haven't heard? Ada and Nonso gave their 350,000 naira rent money to Emmy, her small brother, to invest in crypto. Crypto don't chop the money, and landlord go evict them by Friday. I say let me tell you first before you hear from outsiders. And just like that, the gist grew wings. By afternoon, tenants had gathered in front of Nonso's flat, pretending to wash clothes and dry bed sheets, but really, they were there for free family drama. Some stood in small groups, shaking their heads and saying, "Crypto scam go scatter marriage, oh." Inside the flat, Ada sat on the sofa with her swollen eyes hidden behind a scarf, while Nonso stood by the window, watching people pretend they came to hang clothes they didn't wash. He sighed loudly and muttered under his breath, "I swear, if gossip was fuel, this compound will power the entire Ojodu beggar." Meanwhile, Ada was still being defensive. "Baby, don't mind them. They don't know what happened. Emmy is not a bad person." Nonso turned sharply. His voice was calm, but it carried thunder inside. "Ada, if you defend that boy one more time, I will be forced to use hypo to wash your eyes, because clearly I can see that you are suffering from spiritual blindness." Before Ada could reply, a knock came on the door. 3 short bangs, quick and urgent. Nonso opened it, and there stood Mama Grace, holding a bowl of moi moi like a peace offering, but smiling like CNN about to go live. "Ah, my people, sorry oh, I just came to greet you small. I heard 1 or 2 things, but I didn't believe it. You know me now, I don't carry stories without confirmation," she said while holding her phone up like someone ready to record breaking news. Nonso stared at her blankly, sighed and shut the door without a word. From the corridor, Mama Grace hissed and shouted loudly for everyone to hear. "Na so dem dey behave when wahala don come. Pride still dey talk now, but wait until landlord come." By evening, while Nonso and Ada were sitting silently like 2 people mourning a federal budget, footsteps echoed on the corridor. A slow knock came at the door, and when Nonso opened it, it was Emmy, the prodigal investor himself. But this was not the same Emmy who collected 350,000 naira, swaggering like Dangote's only son. This Emmy looked finished, completely finished. His once shiny fake Versace shirt was crumpled. His belt had lost its glory. His slippers were leaning sideways as if they had fought war, and his once proud Bluetooth earpiece was missing in action. He was only holding a nylon of pure water like a refugee. Before he could open his mouth, Nonso's chest rose like a balloon about to burst. He pulled him inside. "Emmy, so you finally came to collect the rest of my destiny, Abi?" Emmy dropped to his knees immediately and started crying. "Bros, abeg, I no plan am like this. Big Sam promise us. I swear, I dey try recover am." Nonso bent forward and raised his right hand, about to compose a symphony on Emmy's face, when Ada jumped between them crying, "Please, baby, he didn't mean to lose it." That was the moment the corridor became a cinema hall. Tenants rushed out of their rooms pretending to fetch water while holding buckets upside down. Phones came out, screens started glowing, and Mama Grace was already sending live updates into Agbeleka's neighbors WhatsApp group. Breaking news: crypto investor Emmy don return. Nonso wan collect balance from him head. Video loading. Uncle Monday, the resident drama commentator, positioned himself by the staircase and started narrating events like a football analyst. Nonso is holding back slap. Emmy just dodged the imaginary punch. "Ah, Ada is the referee. We await the penalty kick. However, just when things were getting noisier, Chairman Sonny, their landlord, arrived dramatically in his white senator, holding his toothpick like a mic. He clapped his hands 3 times to silence everyone. Good evening, tenants. Since una no wan pay me my money, at least make I watch free action movie. So, Emmy, you dey here, abi? Now you chop my 350,000 naira inside internet. They find profit wey no exist. Emmy knelt down and stammered, Chairman Sap, abeg, give us more time. I dey sort everything. Chairman Sonny laughed so hard that his toothpick almost fell out. Sort waiting. Now your burial plot you dey sort. I give una until Friday. If my money no complete, I no go only evict you, I go carry your TV, your phone, and even your shoe rack follow body. The crowd rolled with laughter, but Nonso turned slowly to Emmy and said, by Friday, if I see eviction notice for this door, I swear your obituary go trend before Big Sam own. Emmy's entire body began shaking like a standing fan on speed level 3. Ada held her husband's arm, begging him to calm down, but Nonso's silence was now more dangerous than his words. By nightfall, the whole compound was still vibrating with the news. Mama Grace was live streaming updates for her WhatsApp audience. Uncle Monday was retelling the fight to 3 different neighbors using 3 different versions of the story, and Emmy was locked in Nonso's living room, sitting on the floor like a child caught stealing meat from the pot. Ada sat beside him crying. Emmy begged, sis, abeg, help me beg brother, I go find way recover am. Ada shook her head. Emmy, even if you bring back that 350,000 naira right now, my husband no go still forgive you until 2052. Meanwhile, Nonso sat outside on a small plastic chair, staring into the compound like a philosopher reflecting on life's tragedies. Every time somebody walked past, he would sigh loudly enough for them to hear. By Friday morning, the entire Agbeleka compound was already awake and active. Everybody had been waiting for this day, as if it was a public holiday. Kids skipped school just to help their parents fetch water, but in reality, they wanted front row seats to witness the live eviction drama. Neighbors from the next street had even begun standing outside the gates, pretending to buy bread from the malam there, while secretly scanning the compound for action. Inside Nonso's flat, everywhere was silent. Ada sat on the bed, hugging her Bible like someone expecting an angelic intervention. Emmy sat on the floor in a corner wearing a rumpled t-shirt, avoiding eye contact, and still holding his phone as if he was waiting for Big Sam to suddenly call back with miracle profits. Nonso stood by the window with his arms folded, staring down at the compound like a Lagos landlord monitoring unpaid tenants. Finally, at 10:15 a.m., the peace shattered. Bo, bo, bo. 3 thunderous knocks hit their door, followed by the unmistakable voice of Chairman Sonny, the landlord, yelling like a man high on brown water. Nonso, Ada, today na Friday o. As I no see my money, make una no see this compound again. Ada jumped up immediately and tied her wrapper tighter. Nonso didn't move. Emmy nearly disappeared into the wall, but before Ada could open the door, Mama Grace's voice rang out from the corridor like a trumpet announcing Judgment Day. It don't start, oh, everybody come out. Eviction drama live for corridor. Within seconds, the entire compound gathered outside Nonso's flat, fully loaded for the drama. Chairman Sonny stepped into the corridor like a Nollywood actor, entering a final scene. His white native was freshly starched and his famous toothpick danced between his lips as he clapped his hands dramatically. 2 stern-looking men followed him, carrying big black polythene bags. It already looked as if they came to pack somebody's property. Nonso, he backed and pointed his toothpick like a sword at him. I gave you 2 weeks notice. Today is the deadline. Where is my 350,000 naira? Talk quick because my patience dey inside cooler. Ada stepped forward trembling. Daddy Sonny, please, I beg, just give us more 2 weeks. I promise you, But Chairman Sonny hissed loudly. 2 weeks, care. If I give you 2 more weeks, make landlord association evict me comot. No story, no sermon. I need my money now. From the crowd, Uncle Monday shouted like a referee referee. Chairman, check under the bed. The rent money dey there. Big Sam no touch that one. The crowd erupted into laughter, and Emmy, who was sitting inside the flat, buried his face in his palms like someone praying for teleportation powers. Nonso finally came out, walking slowly and deliberately. He looked directly at Emmy, then at Ada, then at Chairman Sonny, and he inhaled deeply, placed both hands on his hips and said quietly, "Chairman, the money no dey." The crowd gasped. Even Mama Grace, who thought she already knew everything, held her chest like someone receiving bad news from Zenith Bank. Chairman Sonny blinked twice, dropped his toothpick and roared, "What? Nonso, say that thing again, make I believe my ear." Nonso replied, "The money don vanish into Emmy Investments and Sons International Limited." All heads turned instantly towards Emmy, who was now sliding towards the door like a thief caught inside someone's freezer. The crowd started murmuring, "So na true? 350,000 naira just enter crypto breeze like that? Ah, Big Sam dey chop barbecue now." Ada, who was trying to save face, jumped in between them and pleaded, "Daddy Sonny, abeg, just give us little time. My brother go." But Chairman Sonny cut her off and pointed at Emmy like Moses at the Red Sea. "Young man, stand up. Where is my money?" Emmy stood trembling and cleared his throat like a bad gospel singer. Sir, it's inside. It's inside crypto, but Big Sam promised to refund everybody. I swear." Before he could finish, Nonso exploded. "Emmy, if you say Big Sam near me one more time, now your head go serve as POS terminal." The crowd screamed and brought out their phones immediately. Mama Grace started another WhatsApp live update. Breaking news: Emmy crypto investor don confess life. Nonso dey charge slap. Ada dey cry, Chairman dey boil. Video loading. However, just as chaos was about to turn into WWE life on the corridor, a loud horn blasted outside the gates. Everyone turned and a sleek Toyota Corolla pulled up. Out of it came a tall, confident woman in a sharp green Ankara gown and gold heels. It was Ijoma, Nonso's elder sister from Festac. She walked into the corridor slowly, scanned the crowd while swinging her handbag like a weapon. Without greeting anyone, she looked straight at Nonso. "Little bro, why your compound don turn stadium?" Before Nonso could even answer, Mama Grace jumped forward eagerly. "Sister Ijoma, welcome o. You came at the right time. Your brother here." But Ijoma raised one finger and silenced her instantly. She turned to Emmy and gave him one long cold stare that drained the remaining battery from his spirit. Without warning, Baka, a slap landed on his left cheek so fast that the sound echoed 3 compounds away. "So now you eat my brother rent money for breakfast? Emmy, you want lucky lifestyle, but you no wan hustle. You carry money give crypto investor wey no fit invest for im life properly." The crowd screamed. Someone shouted justice, and Uncle Monday exclaimed, "That slap gets 5G connection." After the drama, Auntie Joma sighed deeply, opened her handbag and brought out an envelope. "Chairman Sonny, here is 150,000 naira. Accept this one today. My brother go pay you the balance within 2 weeks." Chairman Sonny collected the money, still frowning but clearly relieved. "Okay, but if I no see my balance, I go turn this flat into my personal warehouse." As he left, the crowd slowly dispersed and Emmy sat quietly on the corridor floor, holding his face in humiliation, while Nonso leaned against the wall, breathing heavily. Ada hugged him tightly, apologizing through her tears. Auntie Ijoma turned to Emmy one last time and said, "From today, if you as much as smell my brother's money in your dream, abort that dream, because if you ever touch any naira again, na obituary you go see next." Emmy nodded silently as his once proud investor spirit has reduced to 0 kilobytes. By evening, the compound was back to normal, except that Nonso's flat had officially become Agbeleka Story Center. Strangers kept passing, peeping, talking and laughing. But Nonso ignored them all in silence and went on to think about how to get the remaining 200,000 naira in 2 weeks. As for Emmy, he quietly packed his small Ghana must go bag 3 days later and moved to his friend's house in Yaba, promising to hustle harder. But the name Crypto Chairman of Ojodu Beggar stuck permanently because Mama Grace made sure of it. Thank you for watching the story. Kindly share your thoughts about the story with me in the comment section. Give the story a thumbs up and share the story out with your loved ones. Subscribe to this channel if you've not done so by now. Until I bring another story your way. Bye!